Hello.
Interloper.
Oh, hey, hi.
We should have crushed you into powder when we had the chance.
You really should have.
But now... Now you are protected by the power of the Dragon Book. Nevertheless, there is still time to turn back.
What if it let me quit the mod right now? What if it literally just like, okay, I'll turn back, and it just ends it right here?
Forfeit your artifacts, and we shall endow you with great power. What say you?
How do I know I can trust you?
You have already destroyed our agent, the one who managed to break into your world. It will take many long years for an event to bridge our two worlds once again.
I want to see what happens. I'm not gonna use it, I'm gonna reload and I'm gonna fight him. I just want to see what happens. I withdraw. He's surprised by that. Yeah, there you go! Oh, rolled the credits! Oh. It's a minor thing. I feel like you could have chosen a better font. I feel like the font just isn't very fitting for Skyrim. Alright. Ooh, the only thing is I cannot skip. I'm gonna cut back to when we actually do the fight, and I'll show you the credits afterwards. I'll show you the credits after the final proper battle.
What happened in there? Everything turn out alright?
I don't want to talk about it.
What happened in there? Everything turn out alright?
I finished my goal. That's the important part. How'd you get back here?
One moment I was there, in the blink of an eye I ended up back here. Not that I'm complaining. I'm never doing that again.
So we did get a couple spell tomes, it looked like, for just saying like, yeah, I don't want to fight you anymore. It's the coward's way out, but hey, there we go. Conjure Void Demon. Conjure Mana Bomb. Alright.
Forfeit your artifacts, and we shall endow you with great power. What say you?
I think not. I do not want your power.
Perhaps you do not understand what we seek to accomplish. Imagine all the suffering mortal kind has endured. All the agony of existence could cease if our will is to be carried out.
Oh, that's what you told Asher, wasn't it?
If you continue, you will enable the suffering of the whole world. Think, interloper. Who are you truly serving? Return to your world, and let us end this once and for all.
Wait, I came all the way here. I'm returning to my world? What do you mean? No. You fight me now. It is not your choice to make.
Do you seek to preserve your own life? What if we reserved our advances for the centuries to come? You would live your life unperturbed by our machinations. All you must do is relinquish the power you hold over us, and we shall return you to your world.
Either they just really want me to not fight them, or they really don't want to fight me. I am here to destroy you.
You are making a grave mistake, interloper. We will ensure your demise is eternally painful. Just you wait. If you will not relinquish your power, you may leave with it. Behold, I have opened a portal to your world. Leave in peace, or face your
How many times are we gonna do this? I'm gonna fight you. So I should not go through that. Which I guess means go back this way. Because that's the portal back to my world. I don't want to do that. I already did that once. They just really want you to not play the end of the mod. To Epical the Ever Falling. Damn, that's statue crotch, huh? Oh god. Okay. Listen, this looks really cool. You got the moon planet being destroyed and like sucked off. There's a much better way to say that, but yeah, being, you know, stolen, taken, drained. How about we say that instead? That sounds a little bit better than what I said. Because our journeys started in the Unworld, and now they end in the Unworld. And there was a lot of time in between. I honestly thought we were going to be in the Unworld more often throughout the experience. I kind of got the impression that it was going to be a constant part of the journey. Do I go through here? Oh, okay. Yes, I do. Up and at 'em?
It's as though your ancestors never told you that I am unending. Nevertheless, as you have purged all my knights, I am obliged to meet you in battle. Come, interloper. Let me show you the power of ruin.
You know, the real irony in all this is that if I had just decided not to go to Silvermorn Valley, Asher never would have been freed. Okay, yep, alright. Asher never would have been freed. We wouldn't have had to deal with the Unworld invading our world. So really, it's just all my fault. Really, I'm just to blame for all of this. Also, it's occurring to me, would Dragon Rend work on him, or is it going to be that thing of, oh, it doesn't work on him because we're no longer in Nirn? If it does work on him, then man, oh man, you really want Dragon Rend. Ooh, World Splitter did some sort of effect. Oh wait, no, never mind. No, I don't want to hit him. He's encloaked. He was surrounded by the magical plasma, so I didn't want to hit him while he had that up. And I realized that maybe Dragon Rend would have been good to hit him with there, but when it says that any damage is redirected, I was scared that that would somehow hurt me. And then I missed the second time, as you saw. Okay, it does seem to work. It does seem to have an effect on him. Maybe? It didn't say he resisted it. Okay, he did take some time to land, and he's still affected by the plasma. Oh, here we go, here we go. Oh! Yep, I think he had the plasma up, and I think Dragon Rend insta-killed me. It was kind of hard to tell if it was the Dragon Rend effect or the magical plasma effect, I will say. No, I think that's just a Dragon Rend effect. Because the... Oh, now he's cloaked in it, now he's cloaked in it. Yeah, I was gonna say the plasma's a little bit more of a green glow. I'm gonna try and Dragon Rend him again. Essentially, I don't want to give him a chance to take off. Oh, no, I shouted at him and he turned on the fucking energy field. Fuck you. Oh, you suck. Oh, I feel like I haven't been this angry yet, but, oh, man, not happy about that. I had already shouted at him and it activated. I'm not happy about that. Okay, he has the plasma shield up. I will say Dragon Ren does feel like it's going to be a little bit of a lifesaver here. I also just feel like, you know, the damage dealt to you should be proportionate. I don't think I should be insta-killed because I shouted at him. It should be equal to the damage that I would have done because it's supposed to be reflected, right? Oh, God. He's also getting healed, so... yeah. Maybe I'm just not gonna use Dragon Rend on him. Maybe I just won't use Dragon Rend. Also, after all of that, he's back at full health, so... that's fun for me. Oh, I just realized he had his shield up. Yep. I'm gonna do slow time. I feel like that's a better bet right now. And I'm just being very careful to keep an eye on if he has his shield up. I just feel like I desperately need something that would increase my damage done to him. Okay, and yep, he's got his plasma up. There's just not a whole lot of opportunities to damage him on top of him also just healing back to full after the minimal damage I've dealt to him. So what happens, or what seems to happen, is right before his shield comes up, right before his magical shield does appear, hitting him will heal him while damaging you. So the problem is, since you don't know when his shield will pop up, that's what heals him. You're healing him accidentally because he starts healing before he even, you know, has the visual effect for the shield up. So, that's gonna make this a lot harder, because it's gonna be really hard to tell where the openings are then. It's just a very one-sided fight is the problem. And there, yep, and he fucking shielded again. Because why would he have a cooldown? Why would you give him a cooldown at all? No. Let's just be a fucking asshole, why don't we? There's my taint. Enjoy. Now, I do realize there's a certain level of irony here. I lowered the difficulty. I actually had the difficulty at, surprisingly, I had it all the way on Expert before. And I will say that bumping it down, this is not on Expert, this is now on Apprentice. That did look like it did a little bit more damage, and that felt like it did bring his health bar a little bit more in line. At least a little bit more of what I would want him to have health-wise. Given that he can heal if you accidentally hit him when he has the shield up. Yeah. I might have missed with that. No, I hit him. But I'm also just so terrified, yep, that he's gonna have his shield back up. So I'm not even attacking as much as I should, because I'm just scared about his shield, because that is probably the worst part for me right now. Oh, that hit me. Oh, and he put it up right at that exact moment. This section would absolutely suck for people who are more reliant on magic, just because of the fact that he's constantly draining your magic. Yeah, this brings his health bar much more in line. This is a much, much better. Which, that's always the thing to keep in mind, is that the main difference between difficulties in Skyrim is literally just, alright, you deal less damage and they do more. Balancing can be tricky for that reason, so that I do get. It wasn't letting me shout at first, so I had to just quickly do something to make sure that I could. Alright, yep, good timing, good timing. I was making sure I didn't attack him just yet. Did he get hit by his own sword? He did, but it didn't seem to really hurt him. It just staggered him slightly. But I'm just being very cautious with my attacks and the timing of them because of his abilities. He's gonna shield, isn't he? No. Oh! Wait. Wait. Is he gonna say something to me? I mean, he might say something when I leave. He might say something when I go through the portal.
Your determination
Here we
is
go.
impressive.
Here we go.
Much like my own when I was alive.
Yeah. And... oh, I gotta climb... oh, no. No, don't do this to me. I have to parkour up to him, because of course they wanted to put in...
every step you take
another
to
jumping
seal
puzzle.
my fate is made with purpose. I wonder if what drives you is any less brittle than my kin. I wonder if you lie to yourself as much as they do.
I do lie to myself quite a bit.
Perhaps you have accepted your own fate as a cogwheel and mindlessly act out what you are. And in vain. As you continue to ascend, I remind you that you cannot destroy us. We are destruction. Whether we return in the form of dragons or demons matters not. I truly cannot say goodbye, interloper. One day, we will become revenants once more, piercing through your hollow world for that which has been is what will be.
That's a long-winded way to say that I won.
What happened in there? Everything turn out all right?
I finished my goal, that's the important part. How'd you get back here? Okay, so it's the same dialogue whether you actually fight him or surrender.
One moment I was there, in the blink of an eye, I ended up back here. Not that I'm complaining. I'm never doing that again.
Ever think about Solus at all?
I don't want to talk about it.
What are you gonna do now? Just keep doing odd jobs?
I'm going to quit. I don't want to work for them anymore. Then, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Are you gonna quit mercenary work for good?
No idea.
Why not travel with me? I could use a mercenary.
Maybe I can stick around for a while.
Oh, wait,
You wanted me to stick around before I left for good. May as well head to Skyrim. Nothing for me here. Where should I stay?
Could you stay in Silvermorn?
Works for me.
Okay, there you go. Well, follow me. I need your help.
Okay, why not? Didn't want to die alone anyway.
And yeah, you do not get the spell tomes that you would if you just surrendered. You don't get the spell tomes, so really, I don't know if there's much of a reward then. Maybe not. To start off this review, this might be one of the most ambitious Skyrim mods that I've seen in years, let alone see have a full release. In a time in which it feels like we're in a bit of a quest mod slump, Krein gives us a ton of content. Like, a ridiculous amount of content. And it's really impressive, the size, the scale, and the goals of the mod. The focus on puzzle solving, on dungeons, and varied locations made for some really incredible backdrops. And it sometimes meant you weren't stuck in any one type of biome for too long. The new zones, such as Elsewhere, were impeccable, and if anything, I wish we could have spent a little bit more time there. Maybe have a central city that we can trade in, especially since there's a lot of times in which having more merchants would have benefited the overall experience. Not being able to return to some of these areas later on, to choose when we wanted to take a break and come back later, really hurt the mod though. For a more open world and freeform RPG like Skyrim, Krein feels incredibly on rails and linear. The mod also had a strange sense of direction, and with how much they teleported you around, it was sometimes hard to know where exactly you were in relation to the last zone you were in. I had a really great sense of satisfaction in figuring out a lot of the puzzles. Many of them were really enjoyable to me, and it really did achieve the goal of feeling like a more old-school RPG with its puzzles. Some of them did feel a bit more obscure than others, and for all I know, that might even be a limitation in some of the programming options that you have within Skyrim. The emphasis on mechanics for boss fights was really inventive and creative, but I feel like despite understanding the mechanics, it didn't always come across well in gameplay if it was working as intended. Once again, that could very well be a limitation within the game itself. Because of the nature of the puzzles, not knowing if you're understanding them and such, I think some documentation would really come in handy. The mod authors have a website for Krein, and I think having some written guides could be really helpful for players looking for a slight nudge in the right direction. I, for one, would have loved to have a list of side quests on the site just to give me an idea of what I missed or maybe didn't understand. Story-wise, this very much could have benefited from some adjustments to the pacing. There's almost this weird contrast of general plot points taking a bit too long, while the characters just kinda rush us along. Other times, characters like to monologue, and frankly it felt like they didn't have all that much to say during their long-winded speeches. The amount of time we spent just trying to track down the dragon book compared to how little time we had with characters explaining a lot of what was going on, commenting on our progress, where we were, and so on, made for some really odd pacing. We get the ring to fight Asher very early on in Silvermorn Valley, and we craft the sword that we need in order to open the portal to another world in Jotunheim, but neither of these are things that we address for a long time. As we leave the zone to find the transporter, then the dragon book. Emma and Julian blowing themselves up just for Vizier to comment, "Oh well," perfectly sums up the gravity of some story moments versus how characters react to them. Or how we find Vizier in Witchcraft Crater, and he tells us to kill the Thalmor officer who attacked his home. We fight through a small fort, kill an unnamed Thalmor soldier, and the quest marks as completed. And Vizier disappears without so much as a thank you. It almost makes it feel like the mod is a work in progress, and that they're still working on fleshing out some of the content. There were a lot of side quests in the mod, something that I realized I didn't really get to show off during this playthrough. Again, one of the problems was that I didn't always know when I'd be losing access to an area by progressing through the main story. But part of it for me was wanting to focus on the main quest, and at times I even felt demotivated by the mod, knowing that I didn't have as much of a choice in going at my own pace, not being able to leave and come back later, and so on. Given the length of the main quest, I think it could benefit greatly from more breaks, where you could more easily return to Skyrim or to Silvermorn Valley and restock when needed. I was entirely convinced that when we found the sailor that he was going to act as our way back and forth between Skyrim and elsewhere, because frankly that would have made sense. I guess it's nice that the mod author was giving you a way out of the mod altogether, but it's kinda weird that they let you choose to end the mod, but not just take a break and come back when you're ready. Even in the very first dream sequence, you get a choice to end the mod's story then and there. I'm not entirely sure what the point is there when I'm all of a minute into the mod. If I'm gonna say no to the mod that early on, I might as well just close out the game and uninstall it. Voice acting was really well done. I was incredibly impressed, especially with Vizier and Solus. It's especially hard to find good voice actors for the beast races. So having these two characters be so prominent, having such good performances, is an especially notable achievement. While the mod page recommends against using other combat mods, I've seen several people say that they've had no issues on a heavier mod list. So some of the incompatibilities may have been overstated, but I think I should also bring up some of the technical issues with the mod. This information comes courtesy of the Skyrim Mods subreddit, from users who are a bit better versed in some of the nitty-gritty than I am. I'll include a link to the thread below. Krein is not ESM flagged, and as a result it adds over 100,000 persistent references, coming to more than 10% of the number you're allowed to have in your game. So yes, on a larger mod list you can run into issues if you're close to reaching that limit. Some of the ways the author handled scripting and script names might lead to incompatibilities if other mods use the same generic script names as well. There's a lot of other small issues that once again, can conflict with other mods, but they're things that could have been avoided. The funny thing is that a lot of these issues are addressed by the Krein SE Fix mod that I mentioned in the earlier parts of the series. But it's not really a great practice to have someone else tidy up all this for you on a separate download, and because the Krein SE Fix is version dependent, you have to hope that the fix author is able to release the appropriate patches so that you can safely update both the mods. It really comes down to the fact that this is an incredibly ambitious mod, with some less than stellar technical practices, some poor pacing, and some less convenient design choices for the player. But all of these are things that can be fixed, and I really hope they are. But in the months since the mod's launch, communication has been sparse from the creators, and it's not entirely clear what their plans are for long-term support. The mod page itself is very light on information, and the website is outdated and even less helpful. But ultimately, I'm really glad that I played this, as it was a super unique experience. It's something that I think will be a lot of fun for people who are looking for more puzzle-focused content, but it's something you definitely need to prepare for. Maybe use the Staff of Shalador house mod, so you can easily dip in and out of a safe house that has extra supplies. But I would very much understand if you had to resort to console commands in order to give yourself more potions, crafting materials, bolts, arrows, and so on. It was honestly really tempting myself. But as always, thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the Patreon or the YouTube memberships, both of which get access to the Discord server. YouTube members also get access to the channel emotes, which can be used in the comments below. And make sure to check out the streams at twitch.tv/0periodproductions. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.